Hello, welcome back to Quebec. Today I'm going to work on getting the avalanche at the bottom end of the road taken care of. It's not really a problem to get around, but we're going to get that taken care of. And I think after that, we're going to move up to open the avalanche or rockfall on the other side of the ferry crossing into Lake Riviere, just to make it a little more convenient to get around on that side. And we'll see what other roads we need to open up. Because I think things will be a little bit easier, just a little bit, once we got all the roads open. I have put the puppy outside with the instructions that he will be outside for a while. Whether he likes that idea or not, I don't know. He did okay yesterday. He yapped for a couple minutes and then decided to live with it. Oh, that's right. I loaded these up, but I only needed one for something. It might have been for that avalanche over here. But I can't remember. No, not that one. Not that one. Not that one. Of course, it keeps showing me the same thing, doesn't it? Not that one. Not that one. And not that one. No. No. And no. None of them ones. No. 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 Sorry, guys. It might be a minute. I'm not sure which one it is that, no. That's the checkpoints. No. 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 Wow, there's a couple of them that you need a lot of service spare parts for. Must have been a task then. No. 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 And no. What? I have no idea what I needed those for. Hey, Rio, how you doing? Ah, JJ says hi. Hi back to you, JJ. Trying to figure out what task it was or contract that opened up that, but I cannot find it. Don't want to be a mailman? Okay, well, in that case, we'll offload these here because I think The maybe it is a task, and because I never drove up on it. Let me drive up to it. I was pretty sure that it was a task and that it needed like one metal beam. That's all it needed. I know the avalanche on the other side is one metal beam, one service spare parts. May I have my stamp? Oh, sorry, we're fresh out. The guy that was just here took the last book. Yeah, see, that's why I didn't have it shown, because I never... No, I did drive up to it. Well, what is this? Maybe I did. Southern Rock Slide. Well, looks like we got another rock slide. Team will need 2 crates of spare parts to clear the way. You can get there straight over the mountain, but they say there are wolves in the area. Try not to lay on the horn if you don't want them to drift away stuff. I think I came up here, but I must not have accepted it. Okay. Well, service spare parts is what I need. Right? Southern Rock Slide. Yeah, service spare parts times 2. Okay. So back to the plan of dropping one of these metal beams off in the yard. We'll leave the other one on. Go to the other side. Take care of that rock slide blocking the gate. Then we'll come back and get the service spare parts that have to come back here. I believe that other one was 1 metal beam and 1 service spare parts. In which case, I may try a different truck with this 3-slot bed. Hello, John. Welcome in. Welcome in. Oh, the one over on the other map, Lake Riviere. It right over here where we come through. Look at the road here. You got the Western Rock Slide. That one right there. So I'm going to drive over, because that one is one metal beam and one service spare part. So I'm going to unload a metal beam out of here, put it on something with a 3 slot, I'm thinking, drive over and pick up service spare parts from the port. We'll come over, unlock that, then jump back and grab 2 more service spare parts to go down and take care of the avalanche. And then I'm going to probably start working on roads over here, unless I still have a couple more to open up on the first map. Just to make it a little more interesting. So, wow, there's a lot of them. Got to get in the garage. Let's just go down this way. Something that'll hold a 3 slider. All my scouts are all piled up together from when I launched them off the lower pass. How about the Atom? Hello, VTech. How you doing? Frame add-ons. I need... Can I put the crane... I need a crane first. I think crane's going to go to the back. But it takes that off. Short sideboard bed. I have a long sideboard bed that works with the crane. Just the flatbed, huh? Okay. Flatbed it is. The North Bridge, yeah. That North Bridge is good to have open. 7 materials of each part, top and bottom. Woo! Fun, fun. All right. That. Oh, hold on. There's a roof rack, isn't there? Doesn't this have a roof rack? Don't want that. Let's check roof rack. No? No roof rack? I thought for sure this had a roof rack. Well, I guess if I don't have a roof rack, we're going to go with that. We'll go with red, white, and blue. And we're going to have to bring time of day back around. Russian truck in red, white, and blue? Why, I never. Well, now you have. Okay, time of day. Whew. Northbridge on the other map took your 605R with one vehicle spare part, one cement, went to the top left. Got to top left cement on top. Took the 605, dropped off the other cliff, and then proceeded to play something. It kind of cut you off there a little bit, John. Yeah, so that bridge you're talking about in there, that's the one that goes right around the curve. Like when you leave the fuel station, if you're heading east out of the fuel station, you go around that curve and it goes over the big cricket, the big valley in the middle. Only a final number of letters. Yeah, I can see that bridge being one that you definitely want to get open. I think I just passed my shortcut. Oh no. Next left-hand turn. Right up around this curve. Cuts a good portion of driving out if you cut through the sawmill. There it is. I haven't driven the Atom a whole lot, so I don't know how well it'll do. And because I haven't driven it a whole lot, I don't necessarily know the best ways to handle its quirkiness that it may or may not have. Basically took the 605, put it at the bottom of the valley, easy way off the cliff. Yeah. Seems to do okay on fuel. Ooh. Not on driving over gigantic freaking rocks. Works. Then I took the materials to the bottom and craned them. Craned them to the bottom and use 605 to take things up. That's a good idea. Yeah, just leave the one truck down there and use that to move everything from point A to point B once it's down there. Then if trucks fly off a cliff, that's a sign to help. Well, I had a bunch of scouts fly off a cliff in Alaska. At the airport in White Valley, right off the end of the runway. Not too worried about that little bit of damage there, because when I get to the port, there's that service hub there, so I can get all that fixed. That way I didn't have to take a trailer through small roads. Yeah, but some of them roads are pretty tight for a trailer. Okay, away from the Doritos. YouTube comments where I like to put in a certain amount of letters in a comment. Yeah, got even less showing up on my screen, so. That's why I got to keep my phone right next to me so I can look down and actually finish reading what people are saying. Oh, you're talking about back a little ways just before the main entrance? Going under the pipe? Yes. Hello, Tam. Welcome, welcome. Hey guys, do me a favor. I'm trying to get better at actually reading the chat out on screen. If you say something and I miss it or I answer without reading it out, let me know. Because I'm trying to get better at reading it and I forget to a lot of times. So please let me know if I forget. I'm doing good, Tam. How about yourself? See, like that. How am I? I'm good. Hello, Steve. Why is the big cargo box at the ferry crossing? Well, funny story. I flipped a truck over on the other side that was carrying one of these, and I had to bring a crane truck over to load it. And I figured, well, I'm bringing a crane truck through there. I'm going to see if I can carry a container with me hanging off the winch. No such luck. I lost the container while the truck went through. And so there the container just hangs out until I find another need for an oversized cargo container. All good, huh, Tam? All right. Now, what's my best way to that crossing? I need to go out this way. Just follow the road up. This will save the world of trouble driving up over the mountain every time I gotta get this way. Had an adventure today. Cargo management. All right. That takes care of that. Western Rock Slides. Good job. Thanks to you, the road is once more operational, which means people can use the ferry again. Here's your well-deserved reward. Please accept it on behalf of our team. 970 XP, $10,000 cash. And we will happily accept it. Now, to see if I can turn this thing around, get back down and cross the ferry to get my other service spare parts for the other Avalon. Got plenty of room for it. The bright side is that where that cargo container landed when it didn't make it through the gateway, it's off to the side just enough that it doesn't interfere with travel in and out of the ferry crossing. don't believe I accepted this. Oh, I must have. What is it? Oh, chemical barrels. Okay. Alright, now we'll back in over here and pick up these other service spare parts. So where normally I work on Saturdays, I actually get this Saturday off, which is kind of nice. I've got a bunch of the kids from church coming over to rake the leaves out of the yard, part of their fundraiser to earn money for their mission trip this year. They're going out to an Indian reservation out in South Dakota to put in a playground. So that'll be fun for them. Take turn. A dog is saving the human race. One where I assume to be foam tube at a time. Yes. I'm not sure what that was he was carrying. One of the secretaries took him out for a walk, and he just picks up random pieces of trash and carries them around. So they eventually end up back at the shop and into the dumpster. It's kind of the joke around the shop, too, is that he's saving the world one piece of trash at a time. He's awful cute. Yes, he is. Thank you, Rio. He gets kind of noisy from time to time, but what puppy doesn't? He's just starting to really find out that he can bark, so now he does it non-stop. It's his favorite means of getting attention. Your dog was like that when he was a pup? Yeah, I imagine most of them are. It's the kind of thing where you really wish they'd grow out of it quick, but then when they do, you're like, oh, I wish you were a puppy again. Your dog never grew out of barking? Alright, so far this has been fairly painless. May start on hauling some wood to work on the pontoon crossing. I don't know how often I'll have to use it, but can't hurt to get it open and done with. Gotta start the logging sometime. Not going barreling through here. So for hauling the medium logs over there and some short logs, should I use a trailer and just load a bunch of them in there, or would you rather see me do it logging bunk and a logging trailer one at a time or two at a time? Got all those checkpoints due for the Coast Guard, too. All right. Southern Rock Slide. Great. The rocks are gone and the way is clear. Did you know the locals call wolves Waila and believe them to be vengeful spirits? Just saying, keep your head on a swivel on that mountain road. Anyway, the job's done. We can finally go our separate ways. 740 XP, 9,650 cash. So I wonder if this was the mountain road that he was talking about. Looks like it comes down. Oh. Looks like maybe there might be a task or something back here for that. And there's this other road here that goes around behind the garage. All right. Well, let's see how we do with the Aramatsu Forester trailer. Wow, I don't know what that fence is doing. I mean, I think I could put a log bunk on here, but it almost seems like it'd be too easy. What do we got? Short logging frame. Yes, there's no medium logging frame anyhow. Oh, there it is, right up above it. All right, let's do this one then, because it'll be a little bit faster than Aramatsu. And we'll pull a trailer along behind us. How is life? Life is good, Rio. For the most part, life is good. Lost my mother recently, which was unfortunate. Supposed to do a memorial for her in May. My brother's handling all that, getting it all set up. But my mother was just about 80 years old, so not that it was unexpected. To be honest, I'm kind of surprised she lived as long as she did, just because she did not have the easiest of lives. Sorry for my loss. Thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah, I try not to dwell on it. I mean, I loved my mother, don't get me wrong, but we were never super close. Hey, Michael. Nice to see you pop in. Been watching episode 3 of Michigan. Still working on 10 Hills. Yeah, I'm looking forward to some of the newer maps. That Michigan one, that's a tough map. Oh, I don't know how well any of these ones are going to work with this, just because of the way they sit. I don't know if they'll clear. Tough at the time? Yes. Yes, it is. Well, that one looks like it'll work. It's got a nice long tongue. Use these new winter maps. It helps reinforce. I've been making my maps with being able to take a bunch of trails. Yeah, I was definitely having a lot of fun there on Michigan, but of course, when season 15 dropped, I had to take a break and jump into season 15. But we'll be back. I think I played another one of your maps before I started recording videos. Still don't use any bubble dart or PMs. Do everything manually. Wow. It's a. I was watching Remo667's got some videos he's done on how he puts maps together and stuff. And pretty amazing the way you guys work with what you got. I mean, because it does seem kind of limiting on what you're able to do. But taking those limitations, you guys do an excellent job at creating these maps. I hope the way this trailer is bouncing around now isn't any indication of how stable or unstable it's going to be once I get loaded. you learn from them. Big process, nothing to terrain, figuring out what area you want to work on. Yeah, sorry, I gotta keep pausing to look at my phone to actually read the messages. Not hit the Doritos. Did you have to learn all the good spots on the ice, or is this? No, I've just kind of learned how to read the ice a little bit. I still mess up sometimes and find some weak areas. I mean, this is the Mastodon, you know, and the Mastodon's a wee bit OP, but not really bad. It makes it over a lot more just because of how many axles it's got on the ground. You know, so by the time one section breaks, your other wheels are across. We'll bring it time of day back around the morning once we get in here. Although that is beautiful to look at. Oh, see, that's the other spot I gotta fix. That, I believe, makes getting to the logging camp a little bit easier. Not done more than maybe one task in the whole new region. Of course, this rock slide, I believe I've been getting around anyhow. I just come down through the grass here. And I haven't been out to the logging camp very much, so I still kind of need some waypoints for some help getting out there. That's the one bad thing about the Mastodon. It tends to bump its chin a bit. That's why I didn't know you could get rid of that. It wasn't open. Greetings from the local timberman. You might have noticed a pile of rubble is blocking the logging camp's access road. Our vehicles can't get anywhere like this. We'll need some consumables to clear the way. Could you help with that? Sure, we can help with that. Of course, I hit show details and I'd accepted it. Thought you put a bunch of rocks in my moderate maps, but these developers are crazy. Rocks by the thousands and thousands of rocks. Yeah, they definitely got a little ridiculous with them. Vehicle spare parts times 1 and consumables times 2. That shouldn't be too hard. Consumables, that warehouse, and I already know where vehicle spare parts come from, so they come from the Mama and Papa vehicles. To be honest, I'm not so sure that clearing that's going to be much help. I might still drive down below. That road doesn't look like it'd be none too friendly. Whew. Have little things like that left over. I also have a team that can probably work on sections at a time. Yeah, you know, when you're doing it by yourself, yeah, you've got to test everything and all that. And they got one guy will go through and put everything out there, and somebody else is coming along right behind testing it as he's programming it, saying, hey, move this, or can't do that, or it's too steep, or whatever. A lot easier when you got a whole team to work on. I think that's some of what makes doing some of the mod maps more fun, though, is the fact that a lot of us understand what kind of work you guys are putting into it. Like I say, after having watched the videos that Remo did, that's a lot of time. Scout fuel carrier in there we spot before. Sounds like the dog's knocking on the front door. He's been out there now about an hour. Suppose I could probably let him in. Maybe he won't want back out in 5 minutes. So if you guys will give me a quick second, I'm going to let him in. Okay, I am back. Sam is here. Probably going to say hi in a second because, well, that's what he does. Medium log. On the truck. There he is. And one on the trailer. Been working on Penn Hill since January 1st. But also playing other maps. About a month ago. Hold on. Started rendering Cumberland Gap. Started on it 2.5 years ago. Was missing the cargo for a mission. Yeah, they can make it difficult. Any messages you want sent? Oh, donuts, sir? No, don't need no donuts today. No messages. Thank you, sir. Okay, now where's my best possible turn? It looks like that big white spot there will work. Maybe. Probably would work better if it didn't have gigantic mounds in the middle of it. Unless I can manage to sneak around here. Past the fuel carrier trailer. Sneak right through here. Better check the mailbox for outgoing mail. All right, Rio. Check that mailbox. Keep us informed. Yeah, I'm not so sure I like this particular trailer. Yeah, it's got the reach. I'm almost thinking maybe a semi-trailer that'll haul 2 loads of logs would be better. That spot I was looking at sure is. I'm going to come up this way, I think. A little curvier. Oh, I don't know. Now I'll stick with the normal route. I've heard horror stories about trying to get out of here with loads of logs. No outgoing mail? Good. At least we haven't missed any of the important messages. So far, so good. Wonder when you'll get a post van? I heard Hot Wheels was having a sale. $82 times the normal size. Possibly. There we go. Up the hill. Tip that over. I mean, so far that trailer's been doing okay. It's awful scary pulling that one though. It definitely seems to want to swing and bounce back and forth. Maybe we'll try that next time around. Cutting across the snow down there, as opposed to going over this. See? Because it almost looks like you cut down that hillside there and cut across the snow. Can you borrow my dog to use him as a male horse when he grows up? Size of ponies? Yeah, some of them can be, that's for sure. Not quite like Great Danes. That's what you need to do. You need to find somebody with a Great Dane. That'd make a good horse. All right. Well, that's loading. I'm going to go grab something to drink. grab a Bud Light or something. I don't know American beers. Well, it is a beer, but it's more of the root type of beer. I just grabbed an A&W. I actually tend to drink more Canadian beers than I do American beers. I like some Labatt's or Molson. Ah, that one right there. No, I am not unpatriotic. I spent 9.5 years in the U.S. Army. Voluntarily. I should have sit down between my legs and looked up at me with them puppy dog eyes, like I don't do anything for them. Does foreign Coke really taste different? No, not really. However, Coke out of a glass bottle tastes way different than out of a plastic bottle or a can. Because in a glass bottle, it doesn't pick up any of the tinny flavors of the can or the plasticky taste of the plastic bottle. You're from Buffalo? Awesome. I'm from Grand Rapids, Michigan. Glass Coke is way better. Like I said, I think it's because it doesn't pick up any of the flavors of the tin cans or aluminum cans or plastic bottles. They all add their own flavor into it. You only sip so much at a time, so you have to savor it. I don't know, I've managed to guzzle quite a bit out of the glass bottle before. When it's ice cold and it's a hot day, you just tip that thing back and let it flow. Well, this one of the trees is getting big. Alright, now I need to check and make sure that none of these were supposed to go down there as logs. Real quick. Oh, the pontoon bridge. That's a task. Ice road. No. Now I gotta figure out which one it was. No. The other side? Yes, the other side. Helps if I had my map pointing in the right direction. Thanks, John. I just got that right as your message popped on the screen. Okay, yep. 2 metal rolls and 2 medium planks. We're definitely heading to the sawmill first. Just wasn't sure if it was like 2 medium logs and 2 medium planks, or how they had that organized. It was 2 and 2, but wasn't sure what the other 2 was. Seems like there's a lot more snow on these logs than when I first started out. Take Bell's over most Canadian beers. IPA guy. Yeah, I got a buddy of mine that drinks a lot of the IPAs and the craft beers and stuff. I like a lot of them, but some of them are just too strong. Dirty Old Bastard, that's a good one. Got them the aged in the rum barrels. Each load, 3 logs, you get 6 planks out of what I have. That should be good then. That'll get me some. 6 planks will get me through this mission and probably another one. Yeah, like I said, I like some of the craft beers and some of the IPAs, but some of them are just a little, I don't know, it's the taste of them kind of gets me a little bit. It's not even the alcohol content, just the flavors just doesn't do it for me on most of them. Long convoy. Need a total of 20 medium planks. So with what I got here, that gets me 6. So if I do this 3.5 more times, 2.5 more times, all right, we need to drop off. And to craft. Oh yeah. Do everything you need to use on the medium planks on contracts and tasks. The other half of your message. Those for various missions, Jeff. Alright, we'll get this set up and ready to roll back for yet another load. So I think I'm going to try changing it out and putting a trailer on there. Good night, Het. Tell your dog I said hi. Sam, Rio says hi. He's sleeping. now that you know what it's like to be the mailman. Well, you know how you get dogs to not bite the mailman, right? Mailman's got to bring treats. We'll get this parked up and ready to go back for another load, and we will work on getting our planks and our metal rolls, which fortunately I happen to have a truck with a 6-slot trailer on it. Look at here. Wait, I need more than 6 slots, don't I? No. 2 slots each end. Well, yeah, I need more than 6 slots. It's going to be too far away for me to do it that way. Yeah, that'd get me... Oh. No, I should be good. This should get me everything I need. Yeah, 6 slots, 4 for the planks and 2 for the rolls. So this trailer will do perfect. Let's bring the daylight back around real quick. Get it back to morning. Well, Sam had a big day today. He went for a fairly long walk, just shy of a mile today. But tuckered him out a little bit. The weather gets nice and stuff, I'm going to start taking them out. Yeah, the northern light. Yeah, they might be too bright out to see them now, but yeah, they got the northern lights showing on here. I think it was it in more that you could see them, or was it oh, what's the other one with Lake Cove to the Mandra? I think you could see them in that region too. All right, medium planks. We are going over here, and we are going to load two, please. Yeah, I was down by the garage. Well, kind of close to it. Right by the entrance there where I dropped the Mastodon off. Of course, I got the wrong task showing. Have fun, gonna get going. All right, John, have a good night. We'll talk to you later. Unfortunately, it looks like I can drop off on either side. So that's good. Nice one, Michael. You prefer Mike or Michael? Enjoy the rest of the stream. Off to bed now. All right, Steve. Have a good night. We'll see you later. Oh, not on the manual loading platform. On the trailer. All right, let's get the right task up. Start tracking. Yeah, it's pretty straightforward shot across there. Don't need to do anything crazy like driving down the shoulder of the road or anything. Although, this might not be quite as crazy. We're going to do it that way. A little less driving on the ice this way. And it'll be a little bit quicker. I gotta say, so far this trailer, I've used it a couple of times now. Seems pretty stable. I haven't used the smaller 3-slot one yet. A little long on the turn here. Come on, crawl over. What's any chance at all of dragging the back end of that trailer around? Nothing. Okay. I'll have to get a little brave. Well, running that sign over is dangerous. So. There we go. Uh-oh. I don't know why I hooked on right there, but at least it gave it up. to the Doritos. Across to the inside. Plant a couple of trees. All right. And touching. Not really. To the other side. Well done, you beaut. That's what we call expertise. Here's your fee and a little bonus for the efficiency. 740 XP, 6,050 cash. All right. What next? Got Easy but Greasy showing. For that, I need a different truck. Of course, the map's showing me the wrong thing right now. Let's pull back in. There we go. Don't have any trucks over by there. Are there any other roads or bridges that need to be done here? Oh, the pipelines. There we go. Let's work on those. Just trying to get all the road stuff opened up. The other side of the pipeline is there. Steady flow is this one. Alright. And we pick it up. We craft it up here. What do we need to craft it? Is that something nearby that I can drive up there to check that out? I sure do. I got an LTI down there. Alright. Let's start with that one. We'll jump in the LTI, drive it up there. I'm back, but I'm lurking till I fall asleep. Good night in advance. All right, Rio. Good night. Sleep well. Okay. Jump in the LTI. Where? There it is. Oh, you see that? That thing tried to get me. Well, that one got me. I might need to go around the outside here. There we go. I should have took the other foot, but whatever. Where's my roll? That one. But I think we're going to go up to here. Might as well stay on the main road if we can, right? You know, I think I got the LTI stuck on the ice in like the first or second episode of season 15, and it's just been sitting there ever since. This is the first that it's came back off the ice. That's quite the hill. To be honest, I don't think I've driven up in here yet either. This is my first trip in here. There's 3 slaughter. Apparently I must be out of box. Alright. Takes 2 metal rolls to make 1. I know I'm going to need several, so I may as well grab a truck full and get me at least 3 of them. Alright. Get this parked up out of the way. At least this time I'm not leaving it abandoned on the ice. Initially it was abandoned in the ice. Oh, where? There it is. have to top my fuel tank off here in a minute. In between the trailer and the roof rack, I've got plenty of fuel there. I think this is the cave that's got the fire behind it at night. I'm gonna stop and take a quick peek. I mean, it's a cave without being a cave. I'm not positive this is it or not, but we'll bring it around to midnight real quick and take a look. Nope, not this one. Okay. Excuse me. I just thought maybe that might have been it. Because I'm not sure where that cave's at. I just know it's got a bunch of icicles hanging in front of it. I suppose while I was stopped there, that would have been a good time to refuel. I have to do it right now, though, because I know I'm not going to be able to go forever. Oil management, metal roll, filler up. Alright. Let's see if there's a better route back up in there. The crafting zone. Hmm. Looks like not really. Cut back this way. Go through here. Yeah, we're just going to have to come all the way around to the road over here, it looks like. Kind of looking at this. Those both look built. Yeah, that just swirls around. Put some animated horses in your last couple of maps. Yeah, the horses are real cool and stuff. It would be sweet if they had more animals. You've got your choice of birds and horses right now, I think. And frogs. Hmm. Or I take the long way around. All right, we're cutting through. We're going over the top. And Yetis. Do the Yetis move? To be honest, I have not yet seen one of them. Seen the fish. I've seen a tiger. That was on the, what map was it? It was one of the Russian maps, more recent ones. The one where you first seen the guy drinking coffee. He was in the bus stop outside the metal beam factory. No, in fact, it was the map that you get to Plaid. You're going on that back road up there to go get the Plaid. That one that weaves around, and you go around that tight bridge. There's a cat up on top of a little, almost looks like a newsstand. And you got to cut through the river there. And when you're heading south down there, when you first come out, if you look to the left, you got to look at just the right spot. Before you get to that newsstand, there's a tiger over there. Yeah, the quarries thing. Yeah, I don't think I haven't seen them yet either. I've heard they were out there. Yeah, butterflies, those things are everywhere. And the fireflies, too. Central Asia. mushroom pickers. Well, I can't say I've seen mushroom pickers, but I've seen lots of mushrooms. Uh-oh. Not really the tree I wanted. That's what I want. Kind of dragging the trailer over that hill a little bit. Oh, the tree got me. All I had to do was die before I got to that point. Ooh. We'll rob a little bit more fuel out of this trailer. And I may as well reload my trailer, right? See, that road up there is one I was wondering if that would take me up over to the factory. Yeah, I don't either. I haven't seen anything like that. But again, there's a lot of different things I have not seen. You know, you guys are a guy reading the newspaper, guys drinking their coffee, guys out in the fishing boats. Alright, now that I'm here, I'm going to check the map once again to see where this road goes. Up here, around the outer edge. Not really worth it for the trouble that it would be. Oh wait, there's a cave right there. Looks like a cave. I wonder if that's the cave. Or a tunnel of some kind. Huh. Okay. Well, forward we go. No point in driving up over that, you still have to go around the detour. I don't know if the quad can fit on there. Maybe. Maybe. I like it. Yeah, I would have to try to remember where I seen that cave slash tunnel. I think it's right there. Yeah. I have to check that out later. Go in there with a scout or something and see what we can see. Well, that's something that's got to get opened up. If it's openable. I don't know if that's one that you can do or not. Get that avalanche off the road. Pardon me a second, guys. I've been figuring out how to do the thumbnail thing, so I'm going to try to do a thumbnail photo here real quick. What I got to do, I got to go photo mode. Okay, and ah, all right. Have to see if that worked or not later on. Storm outside of an observatory. No idea what the would be weeks ago. Your moons, huh? So the observatory part of a college structure? Okay. I believe those are only 3-slot units, right? Yeah. So I'll come up with something and use that 3-slot trailer that's there. So I'm not pulling so much trailer around I don't have to. Back over that ice. Gotta use the barrel. But guys, I think this is where we're going to end it today. Because, well, I do have work tomorrow. No work Saturday for once, but I do have work tomorrow. So we're going to end it right there. Again, I thank you for watching. If you like what you see, don't forget to smash that like button. If you really like what you see, feel free to share, comment, and please, if you haven't already, subscribe. Hit that little notification bell so you know when I go live. And until then, we will see you next time. Yeah, sort of going to make it work to some sort of study program. Probably get social technology as well as food as always. Cool. Cool.